Wrigleyville is buzzing in anticipation of a Friday matinee, and it should be a fun weekend of baseball as the Washington Nationals are in town. It is game one of a three-game series. The Cubs hosting Bryce Harper and the Nats right here on NBC Sports Chicago. Nice day here at the ballpark. Wind actually blowing in. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs were off yesterday. They'll be off again on Monday. Nice respite after they played 21 games in 21 days, and this should be a fun series.
Yeah, really looking forward to this series. The Nationals have been an intriguing club all year, high expectations. Now they're just trying to run down the Braves and the Phillies, who have played maybe a little bit above their skis. The Nationals just the opposite. They've really limped along here, but lately they've turned it around. They've won 10 out of their last 15 games. It's really go time now for the Nats.
Cubs thought they would have a one-game lead in the division based on how the game went in Milwaukee yesterday until the ninth inning. Corey Knebel walks the bases loaded, gives up an infield hit here. He gets pulled. Joakim Soria comes in, gives up a grand slam to Hunter Renfroe, a 6-run ninth inning for the Padres, and they steal that series.
Yeah, the Padres came in here, took 2 out of 4 from the Cubs over the weekend. Then they go into Milwaukee and do the Cubs a favor of beating the Brewers late. The Brewers bullpen has been a strength of that club all year long. The Padres discovering the long ball lately, and with that loss by the Brewers, the Cubs now have a 2-game lead in the standings, 4 better than the Brewers in the loss column.
Milwaukee in Atlanta tonight. That should be an interesting series as well. So we know about Bryce Harper. Daniel Murphy is healthy again. But really the story of the 2018 Nationals is about a teenager named Juan Soto.
Yeah, you know, this kid, very little time in the minor leagues, absolutely tore it up down on the farm. They had injuries. They needed him. He came up. He responded in a big way. He's having one of the best teenage seasons in the history of the sport. He's got an on-base plus slugging of .975. He's got a very mature, disciplined approach at the plate. He's just as likely to walk as he is to strike out. I mean, this kid is quite a phenom. He'll turn 20 in October. You see where he ranks among major league rookies. On base first, slugging first, walks, average. Kid can do it all.
Yeah, and he came up in late May. He might be in the MVP discussion had he been here on opening day. Let's talk about the starting pitchers for today. Steven Strasburg on the DL. The Cubs won't face him. They will see Max Scherzer on Sunday, but first things first, Jeremy Hellickson for the Nationals. Kyle Hendricks pitches for the Cubs.
Well, if you prefer soft serve to hard ice cream, today's your day with a couple of guys that won't touch 90 with the fastball, but they both really know how to pitch. Good off-speed offerings from both guys. Hendricks, not great, but good enough to win last time out.
And the manager matchup, a storyline this weekend as well. When we come back, we'll hear from Joe Madden. And then following that, we'll hear from the new Nationals skipper, Dave Martinez, as we continue Cubs baseball coming up on NBC Sports Chicago.
Ford Chicago is brought to you in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
Bryce Harper dealing with a little bit of a knee/shin issue. He's been hit by a couple of pitches, but he is in the lineup today batting cleanup for the Nationals. He has a new manager, Dave Martinez, the former Cub and longtime bench coach under Joe Madden in Tampa Bay and here in Chicago. Let's hear from Joe on Davey.
Well, I mean, obviously he knows us pretty well. Not just me. I mean, he knows everybody in that room pretty well. But at the end of the day, really what it comes down to is Kyle pitching well, us hitting the ball when we can, and catching it on defense. I mean, it really is about the players themselves. There might be a moment now and then, but it's just that he would know personalities really well. But I've kind of learned this through the years, like going back and managing against Soch with the Angels and the Rays, and it's about your guys, and once you get over it and you realize it's about your players, that's really what it is. I just think it's a great experience for him to come back to Wrigley and manage at this ballpark and manage against the group that he had been part of. That's the part that's it's different. I mean, I had to get over that when I went to Anaheim. I kept getting kicked out of games as a manager of the Devil Rays. A lot of close plays going against us, and I just couldn't take it at the time. So that's what I remember most about then. But overall, it should be interesting for him, different for him, looking at the different dugout across the way. And but it's good. I'm happy that he's had this opportunity. Parenting, either you're an uncle or you're a dad. There's two different things. When you're holding somebody else's baby, it's one thing. When you're holding your own, it's entirely different. For me, the biggest thing with me is that coming through the ranks, I had done a lot of different jobs. So I had a strong idea of what I wanted to do when I arrived as a manager with the Devil Rays in 2006. The difference is, just like I described to you, the fact that you're able to make the final decision and not have to advise. Big difference. As a bench coach, as an advisor, if I'm going to throw it out there, feel really good about it. As a manager, have it well thought out because you're going to be asked about it, and that's good too. So I think those are the distinct differences, holding one's baby or holding it as Uncle Joey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this past week we learned of the passing of Chicago Blackhawks legend Stan Mikita, a Hall of Famer, 9-time All-Star and Stanley Cup champion. Stan is the Blackhawks' all-time leader in points scored and was beloved by so many around Chicago and the entire hockey community. The Cubs expressed our deepest condolences to the Mikita family and all who mourn Stan's passing. At this time, please join us in a moment of silence as we remember Stan Mikita. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please remain standing and join Wayne Mesmer as he honors America with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Back here at Wrigley Field, Dave Martinez, a former Cub player and former Cub bench coach, getting his first managerial job in the major leagues with the Washington Nationals here in 2018. And it's been a tough year. The Nationals playing much better baseball as of late. They have won 10 of their last 15, but the margin for error is pretty small as they're 5.5 games out here in August. Let's hear from Davey on going from bench coach to manager.
Describe the difference of being a bench coach and manager as uncle and the dad. Is that accurate?
Pretty accurate, yeah.
What's the big difference? What do you think?
I like that because everybody always said we were good cop, bad cop. I don't consider myself a bad cop.
What do you see as has been the biggest change in that way, in that uncle-father type thing?
You know, for me, it's more. I always suggested things to Joe. You know, ultimately he made the final decision. Now, I get a lot of things suggested at me, and then I have to actually make the final decision. I mean, that's the biggest challenge. That, you know, I could look over, you know, and say, hey, you know, we should do this, and now when I look over, I look and there's nobody there. I said, oh, it's me. Okay, here we go. You know, and I love it. You know, it's been challenging, but I love it.
It'll be a homecoming for Davey here at Wrigley Field, and this is a rematch of a wild NLDS from last season. The Nationals and the Cubs renew acquaintances. Next. Back here at Wrigley Field, Wilson Contreras, Bryce Harper. They were together in Washington, D.C. not too long ago. The All-Star festivities. Harper beat Kyle Schwarber in a thrilling home run derby. And the Cubs take the field behind right-hander Kyle Hendricks. This is the only matinee in baseball. Everything else under the lights a little later. And now the Nationals Southwest starting lineup. This is a deep lineup, and it leads the National League since the All-Star break in runs. Eaton, Turner, Rendon at the top. Bryce Harper in the cleanup spot. 19-year-old Juan Soto in left. Ryan Zimmerman, the all-time home run leader in D.C. Major League history, will play first. Daniel Murphy lurking in that 7th spot. Rookie catcher Spencer Keyboom hits 8th ahead of Jeremy Hellickson, who bats 9th. The Nationals getting pretty good production offensively from their starting pitchers.
Cubs defensively this afternoon. Kyle Schwarber will play left. Jason Hayward will man center. Ben Zobrist plays right. Bodie at third. Russell and Baez up the middle. Big Riz is at first. Wilson Contreras behind the plate. Our Lexus Experience Amazing starting pitcher is Kyle Hendricks. He's making his 24th start, looking to even his record. He's got a 4.07 ERA. He's been trending in the right direction here of late. In his last 6, he's 3-1 with a 3.53.
Crew chief works home plate today. That is Bill Miller. Nick Marley is at first. Alan Porter at the second, and Todd Titzner over at third. Kind of a strange weather day. It feels a little muggy. It's overcast, slightly hazy, and the wind right now not doing much, but it is coming in off the lake.
Yeah, kind of a hazy, swirly day here at the ballpark. Kyle Hendricks, including a couple of postseason starts in the division series last year, 3-2, 283 lifetime against the Nationals. So they know all about him, and they're ready to deal with a sinking fastball, plus changeup, and an occasional curveball.
First of 7 meetings between these two clubs. 3 this weekend and then 4 in Washington in about a month in early September. The left-handed hitting Adam Eaton stands in, and we're underway. Ball 1, a little bit off the outside on a fastball.
Eaton, like so many of these Nationals, has spent a significant time on the disabled list. That's been an issue for Davey Martinez, just having all of his troops available and ready to go at the same time.
Missed again, so a couple of borderline calls not going Kyle's way. Yeah, Eaton has been injury plagued since he was acquired prior to last season from the White Sox. Torn left ACL early last year, played in just 23 games. And missed 2 months earlier this season with an ankle issue.
A couple guys that can really go at the top of their order, Eaton first and then Turner. It's a very balanced lineup with power and speed, good from both sides of the plate. The Nationals, when you look at their rankings in the league in terms of runs scored, home runs hit, stolen bases, and you look at the pitching, they're all, for the most part, near the top of the league. That old adage about a team being better than the sum of their parts. But the Nationals are worse than the sum of their parts, if that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Yeah, and I think it may be because
sense.
a lot of those parts weren't all healthy at the same time. The pitching certainly has not been what they expected.
They have 2 closers currently out. Sean Doolittle and Kelvin Herrera, as Eaton waves at strike 3. Good comeback by Hendricks.
Yeah, he's probably sitting change up here because he's well behind the 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Mentioned Kyle's good work over his last 6. In that stretch, he has struck out 38 and walked 4.
Ball 1 on the speedy Trey Turner, leading the major leagues with 31 steals. And for the second consecutive batter, Hendricks starting the sequence, 2 balls, no strikes. Turner made headlines recently, having to apologize for some old controversial tweets that were uncovered, joining a couple of other guys in baseball, Josh Hader and Sean Newcomb. 2-1. He bunts toward third, and it's fouled. If it's fair, he's safe. He's as fast as anybody in the league. Instead, it's 2-2 on Turner.
Yeah, you look at the StatCast average foot speed. He's right there, near the top. I like the one strike bunt attempt. Usually, you're gonna have your third baseman back a little bit.
And he's aboard with a 1-out single. And that will bring up one of the more underrated guys in the league, Anthony Rendon.
Yeah, there's so much star power on this club. I think Rendon gets lost in the shuffle a little bit, but he is a tremendous player. He's such a tough out. It's a lot of line drives. There you see the .510 slugging, .346 on base.
Cubs were off yesterday after winning 2 of 3 in Kansas City. Turner was taking his lead when Hendricks fired over, and we know Kyle has one of the best pickoff moves in the game, especially for a righty.
Turner also knows with Wilson Contreras behind the plate, if he's going to run, he's got to get a fairly good lead and jump.
I think it's fairly safe to say the big reason Miguel Montero had his career end as a Cub was due to Trey Turner, right? It was that series in Washington, that game Jake Arrieta pitched. Turner ran wild. After the game, Miguel complained about not having an opportunity to throw anybody out. He stole 7 bases in the 4 games of that series. Didn't do much in the division series. He went 3 for 21. But very dangerous once he gets on. StatCast AI is powered by AWS.
The wind blowing in a little bit here today. The running game is more in play. Normally, if it's blowing out, if you have power like the Nationals do, you don't think so much about running. He was leaning. Although with a guy like Turner, I don't know that the conditions affect his approach very much at all. He's always in go mode unless Davey were to give him a don't run sign.
Now you see the factors bottom left that play into that probability. There he goes, and Rendon way out in front on that inside fastball. And pummeled it to the screen.
Thank goodness for the screen. That one would have hurt somebody.
Yep.
Can't pull a ball any more than Rendon just did.
They might need a screen to protect the screen.
Tough guy to finish off. He covers all kinds of pitches.
Like that one.
Yeah, he waited and waited. Somebody made a play. My goodness.
Out of the Baez jersey.
Baez jersey. Probably made it behind his back with his eyes closed.
Harper on deck, 1 and 2 on Rendon. Turner not running, and another foul.
Okay, so you've seen the kind of wait, try to go the other way approach a couple of times. Do you go back, try to throw that sinker in on his hands? I talked to when we showed the breakdown. Kyle doesn't throw his curveball very much. Recent starts, he's thrown it a little bit more. Typically, he likes to throw it just to drop it in there for a strike. Rendon's the type of hitter that will get you out of your, your normal thinking. Okay, this guy's fouling off tough pitches. He's able to stay back on the changeup, still fight off the fastball. Maybe show him something a little different.
Turner was on the move as that pitch was fouled. Got a lot of people watching today. We want to welcome all our viewers on Oneida Cablevision in Knox County, Illinois. Coast to coast on MLB Network. Fox Sports, the Netherlands. Armed Forces Network and ESPN UK.
Oh, man, I wish we'd gotten a memo on that. I would have learned to say hello in Dutch.
Rendon gets hit. So 2 on for Bryce Harper. We're going to check on Rendon. Now batting, Bryce Harper. Come on, Andy.
Number 34, center fielder, Bryce Harper.
Harper hit by a pitch on Saturday and then Wednesday in the same area, the right knee and shin area. So he was out of their lineup yesterday and takes a strike.
And he's been lighting it up since the break. OPS over 1,000. Overall, the batting average down, but other numbers are solid. He's hit 28 home runs. Takes a bunch of walks.
Leads the National League with 88 walks. And this ball hit into shallow left. Bodie going after it. And he made the catch! And it was a fair ball! David Bodie with a late adjustment. What a play.
Yeah, boy, that is such a hard play for a third baseman going down the line. He has no angle. You're just hoping as a third baseman on a play like this that the shortstop's going to run you off. But that was not an option. It was David or nobody. Yeah, you talk about late adjustment. Beautiful play.
Chris Bryant appreciated it. So they get Harper, and here's Soto. Juan Soto, still 19 years old, leading all major league rookies in the slash stats. Will probably be the unanimous rookie of the year. He'll take his walks too. He's had a pretty small strike zone here at the big league level.
Yeah, it is most impressive when you look at his numbers. He's such a young player. I mentioned it. In our open, he walks as much as he strikes out, well above league average in his walk rate. And he just completely spit on that good changeup from Kyle.
From the Dominican Republic, was signed in 2015. Injuries limited him to just 32 games last year, and only 122 games of minor league experience prior to his debut with the Nationals in May. He raced through their system earlier this season, 2 levels of A ball, double A, and then came up and replaced the injured Howie Kendrick on the 25-man roster.
Spreads out, has a very good 2-strike approach.
Into center and a base hit. Turner around third. He will score without a throw. And the Nationals strike first. It's 1-0. The phenom Soto comes through.
Yeah, and it's just such a smart approach, especially against a guy with a good changeup. To not try to load up. It spreads the legs. Look how strong his legs are. It really gets into that crouch. This is Votto-like. Real quiet with the lower body. First inning has been an issue for Kyle this year. A lot of times it's been the long ball. Here the Nationals put an inning together with a couple of hits and a hit batsman.
Hendrick's first inning ERA coming in at 8.22. And here's veteran first baseman Ryan Zimmerman. Most home runs in Washington D.C. history, 258. That's Nationals, Senators. And he leads their franchise in home runs as well, which includes their Expos days. Chopper to short. Russell up with it. And the Nationals get a run. The Cubs coming up against Jeremy Hellickson when we come back. largest division lead in the National League. Their Southwest starting lineup, Anthony Rizzo. His next hit will be a career milestone. We'll tell you about that in a second. Baez Zobrist coming back from a hip issue. That moves Jason Hayward to center with Ben in right. Hayward in the cleanup spot. Bodie, Schwarber, Contreras ahead of the pitcher Hendricks. Addison Russell, the shortstop, batting ninth.
Nationals defensively, they've committed just 46 errors this year, tied for the fewest in the National League. Soto, Harper, Eaton in the outfield. Rendon, Turner, Murphy, Zimmerman third to first. Keyboom behind the plate. And the Lexus experienced amazing starting pitcher is a veteran right-hander, Jeremy Hellickson. He's doing a nice job. He's made 16 starts, 5-2 with a 3.56 earned run average.
His first pitch to Anthony Rizzo is low. The leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Rizzo gets a hit, and it would be the 1,000th of his career, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Two balls, no strikes.
The game plan for the Cub hitters will be similar to the Nationals against Kyle. Stay back. Soft stuff from Hellickson. Well, both guys are reverse split guys in that they're righties who are better against lefties than right-handed batters. Tickle the bottom of the zone there. His fastball will average about 90 miles per hour. He'll use that changeup curveball combination a lot, and he'll cut the fastball as well.
Interesting. Command guy and a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, 1.49 walks per 9 innings, third best in Major League Baseball for those who have made at least 15 starts. And we've talked about it a lot since Anthony has moved into the leadoff spot. That's the dynamic he brings to the one hole in the batting order. A dangerous guy to start the game. Sometimes we'll get a pitcher back on his heels a little bit, pitch away from contact, and if you're patient, you can take a walk.
Baez's last 17 hits have gone for extra bases. He's 2 for 2 with a home run against Hellickson. Leads the National League with 245 total bases and 88 RBIs. One of the more memorable homers of his young career, a Mother's Day blast against the Nationals a couple of seasons ago. Hellickson's missed on 6 straight to start the game, and that'll bring Keyboom to the plate. Keyboom, by the way, has dual nationality in the Netherlands. And we are on the Fox Sports in the Netherlands and the United States. His father was born in the Netherlands. We leave no informational stone unturned here on Cubs baseball.
And back in the day, Dutch was a fairly common baseball nickname. It seems like Keyboom, his nickname would be Dutch.
With a last name like Keyboom, you can go a lot of different directions, right? What's up, Key? What's up, Boomer? KB. 3-0. Baez checking down at first.
Self check. Well, Hellickson painting himself into a bit of a corner here. Lead walk and now 3-0 on Baez, and he's got to go if he wants it.
That was Hellickson's first strike of the afternoon.
Boy, and that is right in Javi's sweet spot.
Murphy shaded up the middle. Big hole on the right side. Since the Expos moved to D.C., and this includes the postseason, this head-to-head matchup tied 46 all and 22-22 here at Wrigley Field since 2005. He hit it twice on the backswing too.
He's magic. He does those things. AT CHN here. Boom. Big long finish. A little reminder for Kieboom. Stay back. Baez with that long finish clips a lot of catchers. Javi was 3 out of 12 in Kansas City. A home run, a double, 2 driven in. 3 or 4 spectacular defensive plays.
Swing and a miss. That's a big one for Hellickson as he's trying to dig in here. After missing on the first 7 pitches.
Yep, change up. And you see the bat pass through before the ball gets there. That was a great look.
Now facing Ben Zobrist, playing right field, hitting .451 to start the second half. Dealt with a hip injury in Kansas City. And he's back in the lineup after the off day yesterday.
He's been so good. Well, he's been good all year long. He's been outstanding in the last few weeks. It comes at a very important time with Chris Bryant on the disabled list and a number of Cub hitters really struggling. Mora, Happ have been in the tank. Addy, Kyle Schwarber, contributions from David Bodie have been huge.
Rizzo back on his feet. So Zobrist had to leave the game early on Tuesday, sat out Wednesday, off day yesterday, and good to go today. Rendon way off the line and in at third. A strike called. These guys are former Rays teammates.
Hellickson, a Gold Glove winner with the Rays in 2012, Rookie of the Year in 2011. Seems like the Rookie of the Year would have been the headline, not the Gold Glove. Hardware is hardware.
You're just moving backwards in history. So I understand.
He was the MVP of his 8th grade team.
He's from Iowa, Des Moines. Attended Hoover High School. He's a good basketball player.
That's one of the most livable cities in America.
Tell me more.
I don't know. It's ranked. I've seen that.
Okay.
Des Moines, the places to live. You see some of those rankings, and Des Moines scores high grades.
Here comes his 2-1, and it's popped foul. Hellickson missed most of June with a right hamstring strain. His ERA before that stint was .228. It's over 5 since. Steven Strasburg's on the DL. Mentioned their 2 closers, Doolittle and Herrera. Max Scherzer will start Sunday night. He's very much in the Cy Young, and you could throw him into the MVP race too.
Anthony looks runnerish.
There he goes, bounce to first. Zimmerman will tag the bag. Rizzo at second with 2 outs.
That's a good point about Scherzer and the MVP. Given what has gone on with their club in terms of injuries and the poor performance from some of their mainstays, he has been the one constant throughout.
They got a good start from Gio Gonzalez yesterday. He had been struggling. Tanner Roark will pitch tomorrow. He's had an up and down season.
Yeah, and right before we came on air, you said the Phillies picked up Justin Bour, right?
Yeah, that's being reported to Justin Bour. will be a Philly. Lines to right. That's Eaton, and Hellickson works around the command issue to start the inning. It's 1-0 Washington. In today's game. Want to send out a happy 20th birthday wish to Theo Hellman. Wow, 20. I remember when he was just a baby. Daniel Murphy swings and misses. Batting 7th. He missed the first 64 games recovering from knee surgery. And a base hit through the left side. Where typically the shortstop would play, but the Cubs were shifting against him. Although I don't think it was an official shift. I think Russell was still on the other side. Now time for Lowe's whole team together. You see on base percentage leaders, the Cubs and Nationals, two of the top 3 teams. Now they were shaded toward the pull side, but Russell was still on the left side of second base.
Murphy just so good with the bat in his hands. Got off to a really slow start when he came off the disabled list, but 350 over his last 12 ball games.
Spencer Kieboom, rookie catcher. He has local ties. His mom is from Chicago, his parents, and we mentioned his father from the Netherlands. They met while attending Eastern Illinois. And his brother Carter, the middle infielder, is the Nationals' #2 prospect according to MLB.com. They are kind of penciling Carter Kieboom in as their future second baseman.
Daniel Murphy set to be a free agent at the end of the year.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 0-3.
0-3.
Struck him out. Even better. That's the second strikeout for Hendricks. Got him on a changeup.
Yeah, way out in front of the change. So the approach of Soto and Murphy. Turner to a certain extent too, going the other way. Looks like Kieboom was trying to turn on one, and that's a low risk play against Hendricks with that good changeup.
The Nationals pitching staff leads the national lead with 33 hits and a 157 average, and they also have the fewest strikeouts as Hellickson feathers a bunt out toward the mound, and Hendricks will get it to Baez.
Cub fans, everybody in Sunday night, the finale of this 3-game set with the Nationals. Game time is 7:05. Tickets are still available, and you can get yours at Cubs.com.
So Eaton with a 2-out RBI chance. Harper's got some good flow working. He's always had good hair.
It's important to have good hair if you're going to have hair. I suggest either good or none would be the 2 ways to go.
Harper listed at 6'3". I'm wondering if he shaved his head, would he be 6'1"? Eaton pulls one into right. Murphy around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Going to be close. He's safe. Mentioned Murphy coming off knee surgery. Kind of a painful watch to see him go second to home, but he got there ahead of the throw from Zobrist. 2-0.
Good execution by the Nationals. Hellickson gets the bunt down. Eaton delivers the base hit. I'm a little bit surprised that Eaton didn't go to second base.
He thought about it and then hit the brakes.
A lot of times play like that, 2 outs, he'll say go, go, go. If there's a chance that the guys are going to be thrown out at home, just send them on to second base automatically. Hope the ball gets cut to make sure you score the run. If the throw goes all the way through, you get yourself into scoring position.
It's Bob Henley over at third base. Tim Bogar is at first. And just to cap our Spencer Keyboom bio, Tim Bogar was a teammate at Eastern of Spencer's father. His father's name is Alswin. Turner swings and misses as Eaton steals second.
Maybe that's why he didn't go, or maybe he was feeling regret that he didn't get there and decided to swipe the bag. It's number 4 for Eaton. Contreras recognizing he had no shot.
Turner strikes out. The Nationals have scored in each of the first 2 innings and lead 2-0. For our high-speed action powered by Xfinity, David Bodie robbing Bryce Harper of a potential bloop hit in the first inning. David batting 5th today and playing 3rd. And takes off the inside corner for ball 1. Bodie had the big game Tuesday night. Couple of hits, 3 knocked in, and the Cubs 5-0 win at Kansas City. Missed the outside corner, 2-0. Ellickson works from the first base side, and that ball blistered foul to right.
And Daniel Murphy once again shading towards the middle of the diamond, and Ryan Zimmerman to help plug that hole on the right side, playing way off the line at first.
Liner not hit terribly hard and caught by Turner.
On Tuesday, Cubs play the Brewers. That'll be a big one. First pitch 120, and up to the first 10,000 early, arriving adults 21 and older. Receive a Cubs duffel bag presented by Jim Beam. For details and ticket availability, visit Cubs.com.
Kyle Schwarber finished as the runner-up in the Derby to Bryce Harper in a thrilling final round.
That's an adjective that isn't often used with that home run derby. Thrilling. It was exciting.
I rarely watch, but I watched a lot of it. Wind has kicked up a little bit. 5 miles an hour out of the east when we started, but that looks more than 5, doesn't it? I'm going 8 or 9 miles an hour possibly.
Yeah. I don't know if it's enough for a small craft advisory or not, but they're definitely going to pull a different club out of the bag.
You see Kyle's spray chart on the infield. Drive out in the center. And Harper will catch it. Again, the wind not helping the hitters today. Built for baseball. Brought to you by T-Mobile. They put on quite a show. Harper hit 9 in a row in a 47-second span with his father pitching. I believe his dad is Ron. Does that sound right?
I don't know. He looks like should be playing in the NFL though.
He was throwing hard. There was a little pushback on social media about the rules. You're supposed to wait until the ball lands before you throw the next pitch. And I think Ron was certainly into his motion when the ball landed at the very least, but it's an exhibition, and I think everybody in the ballpark, including Kyle Schwarber, they were cool with it.
I guess that rule's in place because they have all those kids out there shagging, right? So if they're trying to catch a ball and somebody smokes a line drive at their forehead, that probably wouldn't be good. But yeah, if I were his dad, I would have been throwing it every. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go.
Made for TV event, so bouncer to Murphy. And through 2, the Nationals lead the Cubs in the opener 2-0. Cubs into your X1 voice remote and get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Cubs made a roster move today. Veteran left-hander Jorge De La Rosa has signed and joined the Cubs bullpen. So to make room for him on the 40 and 25-man rosters, Yu Darvish transferred to the 60-day disabled list, and left-hander Randy Rosario optioned to AAA Iowa. Also, Mike Montgomery, at some point later in this series, should be available in the bullpen. His next start has been pushed back to a week from tomorrow in Pittsburgh. So Kyle Hendricks will pitch on normal rest Wednesday versus Milwaukee.
Off day yesterday, off day Monday gave the Cubs some flexibility to play around with their rotation.
And it's not due to performance. They want to make sure Mike's innings don't get out of control, and it's easier to basically move one guy back and try to keep everybody else generally in line. 2 strikes on Rendon. Flip a coin here. 1 and 2 chance. Kyle will throw a changeup. There it is. We got weak contact. That's the highest changeup rate with 2 strikes. 50.7% among starting pitchers. Bryce Harper takes on the Cubs here at Wrigley Field, brought to you by AARP. And a lot of that OPS due to walks. To finish that note, the major league average with 2 strikes in terms of a changeup is 15%. So you mentioned earlier, somebody was late, Eaton, to start the game on a fastball because you're thinking.
Yeah, you're
change-up.
always your changeup's always on your mind against Kyle. He overall throws it just under 30% of the time. Only Sean Manaea throws it more frequently. So, and that stat you had right there, that's what hitters want to know. What's the guy going to do with 2 strikes? How is he going to try to put me away? What does he like to do 3-2? What does he like to do 0-0? Again, as a hitter, if you want it, You will know a pitcher's tendency, what he tends to throw on any count. What does he do on 2-1? There's so much information out there. If you try to digest it all, you're going to forget it all. It's just going to clog your brain.
Three balls, 2 strikes. By the way, I want to make a clarification earlier. Your comment about Des Moines. You said it's one of the most livable cities.
Yeah.
Okay. Because a lot of people thought you said liberal.
No, we don't get into politics.
We're not having a political conversation.
Politics here.
The word was livable. As Harper rolls one into center.
Come on, people.
I knew what you meant. I knew what you said. Harper is aboard.
Not a lot of hard contact against Kyle here, but they're finding holes. It's a 5th hit already, all singles.
Soto knocked in the first run with a 2-out first inning single. First pitch is a curveball in there for a strike. Yeah, the batting average on balls in play gods, the BABIP gods we often talk about, sometimes can be a pitcher's best friend. Think of John Lester's start where he shut out the Dodgers into the late innings but gave up hard contact. So they were on his side that day, and then there are other days when, like a day so far for Kyle, where just everything's finding a hole. And that's why in the big picture you talk about missing bats to take some of that luck,
some of the luck out of play,
out of the equation. Swing and a miss.
That was the hope with the signing of Yu Darvish and the acquisition of Tyler Chatwood. Adding some power arms to the rotation, there'd be fewer balls put in play. Aside from that, balls on the ground, because the Cubs play elite defense on the infield, and that's where Hendricks really shines. A lot of soft contact, a lot of balls on the ground. So Soto up there with 2 strikes last time, spread out and hit a little soft line drive into center field. We'll see what he does here with 2 strikes. Half of his home runs this year have come with 2 strikes. So it's not like he's just flipping the ball. He's strong enough to generate power even in that quote unquote 2-strike mode.
Soto went around. Call made at third by Todd Titchener. 2 gone. That'll bring up Zimmerman.
Just a $180 something against right-handed pitchers for Zimmerman this year. They have Matt Adams on the bench, who's done a lot of damage against right-handed pitching. Zimmerman will tend to draw the starts against finesse righties. Adams against the power arms. I think the reverse splits are what drove Davies' decision to start Zimmerman here today. Lefty's hitting .214 against Hendricks. Right-handed batters .282.
You heard Joe before the game talking about how well Davey knows this ball club and Joe's tendencies. Davey downplayed it, said, I'm not managing against Joe, I'm managing against the Cubs. But do you think there is an advantage for Davey knowing this team so well? Tap toward third and foul.
Well, I would think for sure. Who to try to take an extra base on in the outfield. You can certainly help with the scouting report against the Cubs hitters. Sure, he's talked to his guys about Hendricks, how he goes about it.
Zimmerman mainly has struggled a lot against Cubs pitching under Joe Madden. Although he had a big game 2 of the division series last year, hit a game-winning home run in the 8th.
Imagine that what we just witnessed is one thing that Martinez reminded his guys of. Contreras throwing to the bases.
It kind of loomed large in game 5, didn't it?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to be reminded, but it's part of a manager and a coach's job to constantly refresh the players' memories.
On the ground, back to Hendricks. And a scoreless third for Kyle. Cubs trailed 2-0 early. Go. That young man just showing us the back of his head as Hendricks takes a strike. And Jeremy Hellickson, third career start against the Cubs. Bouncer backhanded by Murphy. Cub fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Members FDIC. Addison Russell, the shortstop, batting ninth today. Now, a lot of memories come back from that game 5. The Cubs beat the Nationals in the division series. You referenced Contreras back picking to first. He nailed Jose Lobaton late in that game. Now that loomed rather large, and it was really close.
Yeah, well, it looked like he beat it back, but his foot was above the base. And the replay got him.
And then the other play in that game happened earlier. And we saw a similar play here recently.
What was that?
There was a strikeout. Was it Austin Hedges catching last weekend for the Padres, and he got hit on a backswing.
Oh yeah, and
a drop third strike,
yeah.
and the batter was called out.
Yeah.
Well, remember the passed ball charged to Matt Wieters. He got hit on a backswing from Javier Baez. That was a big play in the 5th inning. Max Scherzer was on the mound. After the season, Joe Torre admitted that they got the call wrong.
Ball should have been ruled dead, right? No advance.
Foul tip, strike 3.
Well, it's gaining velocity as we go along here. A couple 92s in this innings. Yeah, kind of a slow delivery, and then turns it loose. That can be a little deceptive. Very slow, 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 and then quick arm action adds a little deception to that 92-mile-an-hour heater.
Rizzo walked on 4 pitches in the 1st inning. The Cubs don't have a hit. He's the only base runner so far against Hellickson. And if I had told you that after he missed on the first 6 pitches of his start, you probably wouldn't believe me.
Well, for 7, right? He walked Rizzo and then went 3-0 on
7,
Baez.
yeah.
Yeah.
Murphy plays in shallow right, and Rizzo swings and misses. So Anthony turned 29 2 days ago. Jason Hayward celebrated a birthday yesterday, also 29. Big leg kick and the 0-2. And it was lifted foul out of play.
Anthony in protect mode. He does that so well. Referenced Votto earlier when Soto was up there spreading out. Anthony with the same program.
Fly to center. Harper back. Now in a couple of steps with the wind pushing everything back toward home plate. Still 2-0 Nationals after 3.
Pub of Orland Park. If you aren't heading to Wrigley Field, watch today's NBC Sports broadcast at Fatty's Pub, Orland Park. To see the complete list of the bars of the game presented by Miller Lite, visit NBCSportsChicago.com.
Daniel Murphy looks at ball one. Popped into short left field. Schwarber over, and that ball will drop. 3 Cubs in the area.
To third base.
And Murphy's got a double. He's 2 for 2.
Again, not well struck, but contact rewarded. First extra base hit comes on a little flare, a little slicing fly into shallow left field. Cody and Schwarber both in pursuit. Nobody could get there. Leadoff double for Hendricks to work around here. Good news is he's got 8-9 coming up to bat.
Here's Keyboom with a man at second and nobody out. And we have food. Man, oh man, does it look good. Christine Sikowski and Josh Culp from Honey Butter Fried Chicken are featuring the following items on this homestand. Fried chicken strips with honey butter. That's the OG fried chicken sandwich. Fried chicken nachos as well. Ground ball. Murphy on his way to third. Baez will get it to first for the out.
Yeah, you getting in there?
I will. And it's presented by Maker's Mark, the crowd-pleasing chef series. Cubs and Levy. That's a Maker's Mark with a Cubs jersey on it. Pretty solid. Infield in. With a runner at third and 1 out, and the pitcher Hellickson at the plate.
I'd have a bite of that chicken, but I might have to throw home here with the infield in. I don't want to throw it over the catcher's head.
I don't know about you. This is right up my alley.
This is up one of my many alleys. But yes, absolutely.
We will definitely dig in. Chicken strips with honey butter all over. Rizzo will tag Hellickson. A big second out for Kyle. So when you come out to the ballpark on this homestand, make sure you check out the honey buttered fried chicken stand. Adam Eaton with an RBI single in the second will bat. What do you have your eyes on there, JD?
I'm scanning the whole program.
I'm gonna steal this.
It's a mysterious hand sneaking into the shot.
The third, Murphy back in time. Brian Butterfield, what I'm going to call him on this homestand. Honey butter.
He's
2-0 to Eaton.
He's a sweet guy.
Here comes the pitch. Fly ball to left. This will get Hendricks out of it. That's the lucky chicken 4th inning. Still 2-0 Nationals. Big missed opportunity yesterday, giving up 6 in the 9th to blow a lead. Cardinals playing much better as of late. The Pirates won their game last night as well.
Milwaukee is at Atlanta tonight. Peralta versus Gosman in that one.
Pirates beat the Giants in San Francisco last night 10-5. Baez cuts and misses. Cubs still seeking their first hit of Jeremy Hellickson. 2 previous starts, 1-1 with a 7.59 career ERA. Ground ball snagged by Hellickson. That's a Gold Glove play.
He gets a lot of balls on the ground. If you sink it, you get ground balls. You finish in a good square position at home plate, you're going to give yourself an opportunity to make some plays. First off, a really good pitch. Down and away. Hellickson in his start, it was last May here. He was working for the Phillies against the Cubs, and they knocked him around pretty good. Gave up 6 runs in 4 innings. Schwarber, Bryant, and Baez all hit home runs off of him.
So 3rd career start with his 3rd different team facing the Cubs. Arizona, Philadelphia, now Washington. Zobrist takes a strike.
Hellickson 74 and 71 lifetime with a 4.08 earned run average.
He's retired 10 straight since walking Rizzo in the 1st inning.
Hasn't featured the curveball very much here today. It's usually a big weapon for him.
Line drive will hold up for Soto. Cubs have hit the ball hard a bunch of times, but for outs. Experience the Budweiser bleachers in the left field porch. Under the video board, this private porch offers a unique view of the game with both sunny and shaded areas. Available in 50 to 100 blocks with unlimited beverages and access 2 hours prior to first pitch. For more information, visit Cubs.com/premier. Hayward with 2 gone, nobody on.
Here's a good breaking ball.
Curve at the bottom of the zone.
The Cubs haven't been tearing the cover off the ball, but I would guess just in terms of average exit velocity, they've probably hit a little bit harder than the Nationals have today.
Bounced right to Rendon.
Where matters, I guess.
Yep. That's 12 straight sent down by Hellickson. 2-zip Nationals. Chicago.com. Presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Trey Turner here in the 5th inning. Curve just missed. Hendricks trying to even his season mark at 9-9.
He's not had a 1-2-3 inning yet today. Pitched around a leadoff double in the 4th.
High fly ball out into left center. Schwarber tracking. He's on the warning track and he'll make the catch.
Book your summer getaway today to Chicago or DC and let us do the planning for you. Cubs destinations travel packages include tickets, hotel accommodations, ballpark tours, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with a current player. For more information, visit cubs.com/destinations. Cubs are in Washington September 6, 7, 8, and 9. A 4-game set that comes at the end of a long road trip that starts with a makeup game in Atlanta on the 30th of this month. Let's circle those dates on the calendar. That's going to be a huge trip.
Deep left. Schwarber with a leaping grab on the track.
Well, the soft contact was paying off for the Nationals. The hard contact, not so much. Turner got into one, a fly out. And Doan smokes this one to left. Schwarber goes all ballerina on us. It's the leaping grab. 2 quick outs for Hendricks. Not as much emotion you're going to see from Kyle.
So it's Harper with 2 outs. The Cubs just finished a stretch of 7 games against last place teams. They went 4-3. And it gets a little tougher, even though they are here at Wrigley Field for the next 5. Nationals this weekend, and then the Brewers come in for 2. Harper bounces foul to first. Free agent to be Bryce Harper. Low average before the break, 214. Still was getting on base and hitting home runs, but this has been a lot better here in the second half. Nice job, Hendricks. He got off the mound in a hurry. And what wasn't a bad bunt by Harper.
I'm not sure it was a good decision.
2-0 Washington. coming off a shutout on just 3 hits Wednesday against Heath Philmeyer and company in KC. And they have been stymied so far by Mr. Hellickson, who works to David Bodie. Outside for ball 1. Rendon will back up a couple of paces. A warm but windy day here at the ballpark. Sun starting to peek through the clouds a bit. The lights are not on. And a foul strike. It's 1-2.
Hellickson, a leadoff walk to Anthony Rizzo, away from perfection so far this afternoon. Providing his club a big lift with Steven Strasburg on the DL. Strasburg has made just 14 starts this year.
See if the wind will push this out of play. Nope. Caught by Zimmerman right at the railing of the dugout. Monday on NBC Sports Chicago, one-on-one time with legendary sports writer Peter Gammons. Why he wants to see a Cubs-White Sox World Series and the lesson he learned as a journalist that made him love baseball even more. Watch Inside Look, presented by Cadillac, Monday at 11, or live stream on the NBC Sports app. Peter, a dear friend, and he can play a mean guitar too. So here's the question, the unanswerable question, the ineffable query I have for you.
Okay.
Are the 7 straight misses to start the game related to how well Hellickson has pitched, or coincidental? As you said earlier, he's a leadoff walk away from perfection.
Yeah.
And we'll never know, but sometimes that gets a guy more locked in. Who knows?
Yeah, I think they're probably unrelated. He probably felt like he got away with something there in the first inning. He started walk and then 3-0 on Baez. He came back to punch Javi out. And I think sometimes that can just be a little bit of a nudge when you get back to the dugout after that first inning. Okay, stop being so timid. Let's go on the attack. And, most guys like Hellickson and Hendricks are field pitchers. They're not going to go out there and blow it by at 96 miles per hour. Sometimes it takes a little while to lock in, especially on the road.
How about that? Schwarber trying to bunt with 2 strikes, and he strikes out.
Yeah, he pulled that off at least once earlier this year. It's when you don't get it down, it looks bad. But at the time, I remember, the point being, you look at what guys typically do with 2 strikes when they're not bunting, just swinging away. Batting average usually not really good, and if the defense is shifted and playing back, and your mindset is, well, if I can just get anything down in that direction.
How about the 2 guys who were in the finals of the Home Run Derby have made outs on bunt attempts in this game? Harper and Schwarber.
And the Harper bunt, I just didn't like because there was 2 outs, nobody on. The power guy, I'm looking for damage. He doesn't need my validation to try to bunt. It's just my take on the play.
Just your opinion, which we value. You're paid to do that. You're paid to be compelling and insightful.
I think it's an interesting debate, because I think if you asked a number of years ago, if you said, hey, does it make sense for a guy like Bryce Harper to bunt for a base hit with 2 outs and nobody on, universally the answer would be no. It's a crazy play. Now with shifting and extreme defensive alignments. Ball in play to the pull side is more likely to be an out. You're probably going to get more pushback saying, look, if they're going to give it to you, why not take it and then try to steal second base.
One and two to Contreras. The pitcher is on deck. That's Kyle Hendricks. Pulled that one. And it's 2-2. Tanner Roark and John Lester will pitch tomorrow. Max Scherzer, Cole Hamels Sunday evening. Yanked foul to left, out of play. Hellickson, no hitting the Cubs through 5 and has retired 15 consecutive men.
Night in Chicago, presented by Chick-fil-A. Join Ozzie Gee and Dave Otto and Leila Rahimi as they break down the biggest stories surrounding the Cubs and the White Sox tonight at 6:30 on NBC Sports Chicago.
Love the show. I've been on the show. Soto, Zimmerman, and Murphy due for the Nationals against Kyle Hendricks, who hasn't pitched poorly. He's given up 2 runs, but the Cubs have no hits through 5. Curveball is outside to Soto, ball 1.
And even in their 2 wins over in Kansas City, they didn't do a whole lot of hitting. They didn't do a lot of slugging.
Soto, the Rookie of the Month in the NL, 2 consecutive months. Loading to first. Late. It was close. It's a bunting contest all of a sudden here at Wrigley Field.
The dead ball era. Bodie's made one spectacular play on a pop-up today. Almost pulls it off here on a really nice punt by Soto. Rizzo goes all Gumby, but not enough to lead off hit. I think he'd be on the move at some point to try to stay out of a double play.
Cubs thinking the same thing. He has 2 stolen bases. Zimmerman has grounded out twice.
Yeah, I think the matchup, the Hendricks-Zimmerman matchup, would give Joe's matrix of outcomes. There'd be a high percentage of ball on the ground here. That's the other part about playing the game in the big picture as a player. If you're Soto, okay, bunt single. I got a guy behind me who hits it on the ground a fair bit against a guy on the mound who gets a lot of ground balls.
Ryan Zimmerman is the all-time home run leader among players with the surname beginning with Z. Any guesses as to who he passed earlier this season for the all-time lead?
Eddie Zosky.
No.
Ben Zobrist.
No.
Richie Zisk.
All good guesses.
Well, to a degree. Let me see. Z with power. George Zimmerman.
You would have faced him.
You're going to like the way you look.
No. You would have faced him when he started his career with the Cardinals.
Todd Zeile.
Todd Zeile.
Todd Zeile hit a home run off me in this ballpark in my final big league start.
1995. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Good look at the changeup, the pronation as the ball floats down and in and under the swing of Zimmerman.
Hey, Cub fans, the Cubs offer free remote parking and shuttle service for night and weekend games, and a free bike check located near the Addison Red Line station. Pace Express buses also available from Hillside and Rolling Meadows. Check out available transportation and parking options at cubs.com/transportation.
Now Murphy's a different cat. The double play less likely, even though he's not a speed guy. He just doesn't hit it on the ground that much, and I think his approach against Kyle would be similar to what we've seen before. Hands in, trying to barrel the ball the other way.
This is Murphy's. Oh, God. Soto picked off by Hendricks.
No argument from Soto. The Nationals will obviously take a look at the video. No challenge coming, and there's why.
Yeah, maybe the best right-handed pickoff move to first base. One and one on Murphy. 62nd career game against the Cubs, including the postseason. He's hit well over 300 versus the Cubs with 13 home runs, and he's 2 for 2 today. And Bodie can't get it. He's 3 for 3. I don't know if we've ever seen Daniel Murphy be bad.
So that front foot never leaves the ground, just shifts the weight back, throws the barrel at the ball.
'15 NLCS, he homered in all 4 games. Back during that postseason for the Mets, he had a 6-game home run streak. He was the MVP of that sweep over the Cubs. 1-0 on Keyboom.
Pickoff of Soto was huge. Keyboom here. You'll have Hellickson leading off the next inning.
Murphy runs. That ball lofted to left. And Murphy ended up sliding headfirst into second. He apparently got beat by Baez. Bottom 6, still 2-0 Washington.
The lower level terrace for just $10. For every regular season home game, fans can register online for the opportunity to purchase up to 4 tickets. Registration opens 48 hours before the game and closes 24 hours prior to scheduled first pitch. No fee to enter. For details, Cubs.com/1060 tickets.
Huge crowd here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs will go to their bullpen in the 7th as Tommy La Stella will pinch hit for the starter Hendricks. And it was a quality outing for Kyle. 6 innings, 2 runs, 8 hits. He didn't walk anybody, struck out 5. Tommy will be followed by Russell and Rizzo. 0-1 from Hellickson, who has not allowed a hit through 5.
Yeah, Hendricks clipping along nicely. Certainly could have stayed in this ball game, but the Cubs got to find a way to try to score some runs here this afternoon.
That's Jesse Chavez.
Nationals are a bit of an outlier as they only have a 7-man bullpen. They've got a 5-man bench. Used to be the norm, but not so much anymore.
Hit hard and foul off the ledge. Just foul.
Yeah, Cutter moving in on his hands. He's able to open up the front side and get to it with the barrel, but very difficult to keep that ball fair.
I don't know how you feel about no-hit bids when you get into the 6th or 7th, but they feel very different when it's a really close game. Right? Because if that ball drops, the no-hitter's gone, but the tying run's coming up with nobody out. The game itself feels a lot more important than the fact that the Cubs don't have a hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, especially, you know, this is the 7th or 8th inning, and I think the thinking turns a little bit more to the no-no.
Hellickson with a very efficient pitch count to this point as LaStella fouls out of play. And that'll happen when you don't give up base runners.
He's a wily veteran, and it's not like he's pitching away from contact. Just trying to induce soft contact, and for the most part he's been able to do that.
That's the other thing about this game. The Nationals have had all kinds of traffic, but they only lead 2-0. Slide step in the pitch and a ball lifted for Soto. The Cubs are introducing game-changing new premier experiences at Wrigley Field. Seats with prime views and access to an exclusive club and first-class amenities. These new premier experiences will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball and America's most majestic ballpark in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List.
I'm sure Hellickson is aware of the fact that he has a no-hitter going, but I would not be surprised to find out that any number of his teammates do not realize it. You know, it's not a dominating strikeout performance. It's not anything where you go, man, he's got nasty stuff today. He's blowing these guys away. Methodically setting them down one after another.
Pop up and into foul ground goes Rendon. Our Verizon projected starters as we look ahead. Roark and Lester. Roark, Illinois guy, and then Scherzer Hamels on Sunday. Cole Hamels in 2015 through the first Wrigley Field no-hitter since Milt Pappas in 1972. Yeah, if you had to rank the 6 starters in this series and say who would be the most likely to have a no-hit bid into the late innings, I don't think Hellickson would be in the top 3.
He wouldn't go very high in the draft. Well, Scherzer and Lester and Hamels have all done it.
Well, if Rizzo can break it up here, it would be his 1,000th. Always a nice milestone.
It's a new feature on our pitch cast there. Folks at home appreciate that. The type of pitch is flashed. There's a four-seamer.
Almost got hit.
Slider cutter at 89. Look at Hellickson's breakdown, and it's pretty much any pitch in any count, and that will make the fastball play better when you have to respect the soft stuff.
It's now 2-2. You're wondering how many major league players all time have at least 1,000 hits. The answer is 1,317. The guys at 999, Tommy Agee, Gene Alley, and currently Anthony Rizzo. Rick Cerrone finished his career with 998.
How many are in the 3,000 hit club now?
$32. Manny Machado currently has 1,000 major league hits.
I think he just got it last night, as a matter of fact.
Fouled away. All right, here's a question for you. Jamie Carroll.
Yep.
Former utility man.
Played a lot of years, a lot of positions.
How many hits did he end up with? 1,000 plus or fewer?
Well, I'm trying to take some context clues here, and I'm going to go with more.
He had 1,000 right on the button. Kind of fun. Good battle. Not a ton of deep counts for Hellickson, aside from the 4-pitch walk to Rizzo in the opening inning.
He's one of those guys, right, that gives you the comfortable offer. You don't lose sleep the night before you're going to face him. You watch him out there doing his thing, and I can get this guy, and just a little movement off the barrel this way and then that way. Get you out in front a little bit. The weight's distributed to the front foot. You can't really drive the ball.
Deep breath by Hellickson. Another 2-2 and another foul. The no-hit bid has not kept the Nationals from doing their normal shifting. We saw Schwarber bunt through a 2-strike pitch for an out in the 5th. Now, Rizzo would not bunt here with 2 strikes, but he's got some room over there on the left side if he tries to punch one through, which is easier said than done.
Yeah, then you get into that whole debate about the unwritten rules of baseball. Is it ethically okay to bunt against the shift to break up a no-hitter? And the answer in a 2-0 ball game is absolutely. Take umbrage if you'd like.
Pitch number 10. Coming home, and it's full. 3-2. Baez next. Who's going to blink? Cubs leading the National League in runs per game, but they were shut out Wednesday, and they're hitless so far in the 6th inning today.
Starting to resemble a cricket match here. Fans getting behind the big guy. Hellickson wants to reconsider.
Rizzo on again. Snaps a string of 17 consecutive Cubs retired by Hellickson.
Next to the plate, the second baseman, Javier Baez.
After that lengthy battle, Kieboom out to have a chat with Hellickson. This time he'll be in the stretch in a long while. And a dangerous man in the box with a chance to tie the ball game. Good time to revisit the game plan for Javi.
Struck out in the first after a 3-0 start. A hard comebacker handled by Hellickson in the fourth. It's been a high pitch count, 6th. And there is some action now in the Nationals bullpen. Here's a throw to first. Rizzo back in plenty of time. Sammy Solis, left-hander.
Baez at bat, well, way back in the first inning, it was 3-0, and Hellickson threw a sinker inner third. He started his swing and then did not go through with it. We'll see that pitch again here in a hitter's count. Amazing how quickly in a game like this you can go from I'm in complete command to, man, I'm in trouble.
Absolutely. He walked him. Back-to-back 2-out walks. The pitching coach is Derek Lilliquist. We haven't seen him yet, but I think we will now.
That was a lengthy battle with Rizzo, and then just looked like he wanted no part of Baez there.
MLB.TV is now available at a lower price for $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game and get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this very special offer.
At the plate,
Zobrist. He has grounded to first and lined to left. All this started with an epic 2-out plate appearance. Anthony Rizzo walked on pitch number 13. Baez then took a 4-pitch free pass. And he works to Zobrist, missed again.
He threw that pitch. Turner was dancing in behind Rizzo at second base and hadn't really retreated to his position yet. And Hellickson just looked to me a little out of sync, and he went ahead and threw the pitch anyway. Trying to get Zobrist to chase that off-speed pitch out of the zone.
Cubs do not have a hit today. 3 base runners on walks, 2 here in the 6th inning. 3-0 to Zobrist.
All of a sudden, he does not want to throw it in there. Got that worst case scenario playing out in his mind right now. If I make a mistake and he hits one in the corner, we got a tie ball game. He's got Ben Zobrist up there, and he's not going to do you any favors.
Well, if he walks Zobrist, he might get taken out in a no-hitter. Bases loaded on walks, and now Dave Martinez has a big decision to make, and I think he's made it.
But you know, with the pitch count getting to this point, he wasn't going to be able to finish this ball game anyway. At the start of the inning, he had a shot, but the way things have gone down, I don't think they would have let him try to go through 9 here today anyway. And with the Nationals where they are in the standings, what's going on with their ball club, Davey Martinez cannot afford to let what's good for Hellickson outweigh what's good for the ball club.
So the Cubs still without a hit, but they have the bases loaded, trailing 2-0. Official external pain relief of the Chicago Cubs.
To lefty Sammy Solis for the 49th time, 4.5 earned run average. Left-handers hitting .254 against him. Hayward's been good against left-handed pitching this year, so this isn't the dominant shutdown lefty. At least the numbers don't support that. He goes heater, curveball, change, fastball averaging 94-95. Matt Adams is now the first baseman.
Jason Hayward with 3 on, nobody out. Cubs still without a hit. 3 straight 2-out walks setting it up. Lefty-lefty matchup. Solis. Ball 1 off the inside on a fastball.
2 outs, nobody on, 3 consecutive walks, and credit Rizzo, that lengthy at bat really setting the tone, and all of a sudden Hellickson just did not want to throw it in there. He's certainly capable. We mentioned at the beginning of the ball game, one of the best walk rates in all of baseball.
That is 10 consecutive balls. 11.
Yeah, and now it becomes a very difficult situation for Solis to enter the game because there's no wiggle room for him.
Just like we promised, it's the Miller Lite hold true moment. Hayward has done so much damage with men on base.
If you're only going to get one hit, you might as well get it with the bases loaded. 3 walks and then a solid line drive single from Hayward. What a turnaround.
Go ahead run at third. Hayward at first. David Bodie batting. Those 2 runs charged to Hellickson. First hit for the Cubs today, a 2-run single by Jason Hayward in the 6th inning.
Score one more, Kyle Hendricks would be in position to be the winning pitcher here today. Jason Hayward, first year in a Cub uniform against left-handed pitching, hit 207. Last year 267. This year so far 307 plus that one.
So the newly signed Greg Holland up in their bullpen, 2-0 on Bodie, and now Hellickson, if Zobrist scores, would be on the hook for the loss. Justin Wilson is up. We saw Jesse Chavez earlier.
He does not look committed to anything he's throwing up there. You wonder psychologically, just from the mental part of it for Solis, as he's out there warming up the bullpen, if it crosses his mind like, they're not going to pull him with a no-hitter. Yeah, I'm getting ready here, but I'm not going in until he gives up a knock.
Bodie swinging 3-0. Foul tip, strike 1.
I love the confidence they show in the rookie to turn him loose on 3-0. Trust his judgment, and he went after a good pitch. He just missed it.
Well, he did swing at 2 strikes.
That high spin rate, 4-seam fastball, elevated underneath, and just above the swing plane of Bodie. So you really got to work hard to get on top of that pitch.
Another 3-2. He strikes out Bodie, but the Cubs tie it on their first hit from Jason Hayward. It's 2-2 as we head to the 7th. For the NL Central Division, as the Cubs welcome in the Brewers. Quick two-gamer to wrap up the homestand. Our coverage starts at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live. You can stream the game live on the NBC Sports app. Left-hander Justin Wilson will work against Matt Adams, who just came into the game as part of a double switch. And Rick Sutcliffe is with us. He's singing the stretch today, a couple of days after the 30th anniversary of the first scheduled night game here at Wrigley Field. So we're playing a matinee today, of course. Hi, Sut.
What's going on, buddy?
Good to see you as always.
Jimmy, where have you been? Where were you at just now?
I was throwing out my chicken sandwich and went to the restroom, if you must know.
That's what I was hoping to hear, because I think the funniest thing that ever happened to me in my broadcasting career happened Monday night with our good buddy David Ross. Boog Sciambi and I are working in Boston. We go to the 10th inning, and for the 4th time, I think, David got up to go to the restroom. 4th time.
He's a young man.
He's a young man, you're right. So when he comes back, Lenny, he's a little late, right? And we're on the air. And all of a sudden he sneaks in, he grabs a headset, and he puts it on. And I put my finger up to Boog, and I go, Boog, that's a great point. What do you think, David?
Yeah, you got to haze the young guys.
And, of course, we're on camera. You know, I tell the guy, we got to go on. And, I mean, he just lights up, right, whatever. And he goes, I didn't know I was working with 2 Campbells. He goes, I was in the bathroom. I mean, he's so honest and he's so good that, anyway, I thank you for
I set you up, man. I set you up.
Perfect. 2-2 on Matt Adams, and he pops it up. Bodie makes the catch. So how about the plight of Jeremy Hellickson today? No hitter into the 6th, mowing him down, and then walk the bases loaded.
You know, as I was on just a half inning ago with Ronnie and Pat, that at bat by Rizzo. I don't know if there will be a better at bat for the Cubs all year long. Looking at the circumstances and the quality of pitches, you guys, I'm sure you talked about it, you saw it. I mean, he fouled off what should have been the 3rd out and the 3rd strike several times. And, you know, Pat asked me the question, what does that do? And Jimmy, we know. I mean, it just flat wears you out.
It beats you up mentally, yeah. And I think it also, as I said at the time, it's like you're in complete command of the game. And then after the walk, 2 pitches later, you feel like you're in trouble because now you're behind Baez, who has a chance to tie the ball game. And it just puts you into a defensive or negative mindset. And you probably don't need to be there yet, but because of the lengthy at bat you just had with Rizzo, it just sets you back on your heels a little bit.
1-1 on Adam Eaton. I got to ask you about 8-8-88, and the first thing that comes to mind is Eaton bunts. It's a good one, and he'll be safe. There's Wilson, a little hesitation off the mound. So Eaton is aboard with 1 away.
8-8-88. Lenny, the first thing I think of was, I mean, it seemed like yesterday, and people are telling me that it was actually 30 years ago. People would say my biggest regret was giving up the home run to Phil Bradley, but my biggest regret looking back on it was that I didn't go out there and slide on that tarp with Mad Dog and some of the other guys. I mean, I grew up on one of those things, and here it was in the big leagues. It was waiting on me, and I never got it done.
Yeah, when you start that night, it's a little tough to do that, as Joe's going to make a change, and we will talk more about that famous night. Steve Cishek coming in. We're with Rick Sutcliffe in the 7th, 2-2. And it is right-hander Steve Cishek to face Trey Turner. Man on, 1 out.
Cishek's having an outstanding year, an ERA of 1.89. Batting average against of 185. He competes very well against both right and left-handed hitters. Gets a lot of balls on the ground. Maybe Martinez has got some options here with speed at first and in the batter's box.
2-2 tie. Bodie ready to charge at third, and Turner bunts. He popped it foul. So I'm curious what time you got to the ballpark for the first night game, since everyone would show up at 10 o'clock for every day game, and you had to wait.
That was different. As you know, Rhino and I rode to the ballpark together every day, and you know, when you play day games, you're right in the middle of rush hour traffic, both in the morning and heading home in the afternoon. It was kind of nice to miss some of that.
Pause by Steve. Now he steps off.
I mean, there's no doubt that years ago, you know, back when Eaton was with the White Sox, he'd have the green light, he'd be off and running. But you know, he's lost his legs, Jimmy, the last couple of years. So
knee and ankle issues for Eaton. He did steal second without a throw in the second inning.
how about the job that Cishek has done this year out of that bullpen? Wow.
He's kind of been a super utility pitcher for the Cubs in the bullpen. That's a strike. It's 1-2.
Wow. A break there.
Yeah, take it.
Big difference between 1 and 2 and 2 and 1, huh, Jimmy?
It's about as big as it gets.
Outside.
You know, back in the day as a pitching coach, the first thing that I tried to impress the young pitchers that I had was it's not about throwing a first pitch strike. It's about throwing strikes on 2 out of the first 3 pitches. Because if you've got an aggressive guy up there who most of the time chases a breaking ball in the dirt, well, try it. But if he doesn't chase it, don't feel like you're defeated because it wasn't strike 1.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
You know, I got excited about that out, but then all of a sudden I looked up and realized that I'm
closer to singing time.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, as I left the box to come up here, John McDonough, yeah, I wish I'd have hit that outside corner a few more times in my career, but John McDonough goes, good luck. Well, that didn't help any.
So right now you're like the guy in the pen. The bases are loaded. It's the bottom of the 8th. You're warmed up. The manager's heading out to the mound. You know you're coming. He's about to make that signal.
I know, but in that situation, my palms weren't sweaty like they are right now.
There's John. Great to see the president of the Blackhawks.
Yeah, but this was all his ideal, for us to get up and sing and embarrass ourselves.
And your partner John Shambi in there too. He was going to catch your first pitch today. He was going to sneak in there and do it. Bounced foul to third.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
That would have been cool. Maybe we can make it happen next time.
Yeah, it was kind of a late. We thought about it when we were in the lunchroom earlier. We thought, Boog, you ought to just go out there and catch Sut. Sneak out, throw a Cub jersey on and a mask.
I would have thrown it as hard as I would have thrown my shoulder out to try to get him to. With love.
Yes.
I mean, you know, yes. I mean, we just love him to death.
1-2 to Rendon. Well, the best part of doing this stretch is that you've got 41,531 of your biggest supporters who will help you along.
And let them help you. That's a key, isn't it? I mean, let them help you. You know, that first year, everybody says, well, you've been in front of them, you've been on the mound. Well, Jimmy, when we were on the mound, we weren't looking at the crowd. We were looking at the catcher or the glove or whatever. When I stood up the first year to do this, I looked down and they're all looking at me. And they were all waving and smiling. And so I started waving and smiling. And I started out, I mean, as high as I possibly could have. And Lenny, there was nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. You got to start low and slow.
and give it up. Let them help you. That's what they're here for.
That could be a big wild pitch, but Cishek on the slider gets Rendon. The Red Baron coming up. Our 7th inning stretch brought to you by St. Xavier University.
Go get him, Seth.
For Take Me Out to the Ball Game, former Cub great Rick Sutcliffe.
Hello, Chicago. Are you ready, Gary? Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some. I don't care if I root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Still tied at 2. Solis against Schwarber. High for ball 1. Hit hard into right. Second hit for the Cubs.
Had a lot of hits gobbled up by the shift this year. This one hit with a lot of pace. A whole lot of room there, but sharply hit. Murphy does not have very good range out there at second base these days. That'll do it for Solis.
Greg Holland when we come back. It's a biofreeze call to the pen. Right-hander Greg Holland is here. The last time we saw him, he was in a Cardinals uniform, and it was a major struggle. This is his second appearance with the Nationals. I checked out his third here with Washington. 2 innings scoreless so far. Man on, nobody out. And the pitch to Wilson Contreras, swing and a miss. JD, we were just in Kansas City, and I think about that great run with the 3 guys at the back end of the Royals bullpen. Herrera, Davis, and Holland. They were so great. Herrera just went to the DL. He had struggled. Holland having a rough year, and Wade Davis really struggling at the moment for the Rockies.
Yeah, he could turn in a hurry. So it's very dangerous when you make big long-term investments in relief pitchers. I'm not saying that you never should do it, but there's a lot of risk. Holland, throughout his career, has been one of the more dependable guys, but it's been brutal so far this year. Command issues been a big part of it.
Bunted by Contreras, charged by Rendon. He throws it away. Both runners move up. Schwarber to third. Contreras to second.
He's calling him out. Billy Miller is calling Contreras out.
Contreras is out, and now Schwarber's going back to first. Boy, that a big play. So just by throwing the ball, Rendon buys an out. I guess Contreras called out of the baseline, and Joe really upset. Joe might get tossed.
I seem to have a visual of Joe screaming at Bill Miller in the past. This doesn't happen with regularity, but this isn't unique either. And Joe's arguing, man, that had no influence on the play. And Joe just got ejected.
Yep,
Joe's taking his case.
Look at him.
No, and that's where he's got to be in the line of fire. That throw. This is not a reviewable play. It's the right call. He's inside the line. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, and
it's unfortunate, but it's the right call.
Yeah, you have to be in that lane, and there are double lines. I don't know if we can get a wide shot of the infield here. There are 2 lines up along the first base line. There isn't at third, and the reason is that creates a lane. And you could argue Rendon shouldn't have thrown the ball, but the fact that they got the out, that's
why
he threw.
Yeah, and the other judgment piece of it is a runner who's going down the line, who's properly placed in the lane, ultimately has to work his way back to the base. And if the throw shows up at about the same time the base runner's arriving there, I think that's the wrong call. But here Wilson's inside the line. He's in fair territory pretty much the whole way down the line. So it's not like he was okay out in the lane and then coming back to the base. Maybe Joe's other argument was he was going to beat the play regardless.
But that I don't think has anything to do with it, does it?
So I don't believe so.
Esteemed Joe Madden done for the day, and Brandon Hyde will manage the club the rest of the ball game. And yeah, that's a huge call. So Schwarber at first, and one out.
It's just one of the weird plays. We see it, a few times every year, more than a few times. Anytime a batter goes down the line, hits a ground ball to the infield, or he's typically running in fair territory. And it's just very difficult to train yourself to run in that lane when the far corner of the bag is right on the foul line. It's just kind of funky. You essentially would be taking a bit of an indirect path to the place you're trying to get to.
Schwarber runs. That ball into center. It's going to drop. Schwarber will hold at second as Harper put the glove up, and it actually worked. And you talk all the time about whenever an outfielder does that, it always means he's not going to catch the ball, but Schwarber wasn't positive.
I don't think Kyle was going to go first to third on this one anyway. He clearly has shut down.
Addison Russell with 2 on. Takes a strike.
Holland so far, and we talked about his command issues this year, walk totals way up, 27 innings, 23 walks. Almost every time he's missing his spot. You can see Killebone set up one way and pitch ends up far off the mark.
Deflected off the glove of Holland into center. Schwarber will be held at third. Now the bases are loaded. Harper bobbled the ball before firing back to Adams at the mound. Bases loaded for Anthony Rizzo.
Again, this ball drifts right back out over the heart of the plate. Beautiful swing by Russell. Pressure busts the pipe. They had no hits through 5. Hayward's 2-run single in the 6th, and now 3 knocks here in the 7th.
Schwarber at third, Happ at second. Russell now at first. The entire Nationals infield.
Yeah, and I don't know what's been going on with the Nationals bullpen usage of late, but I'm surprised that Holland's in this game. 7th inning, high leverage situation. With the year he's had.
They have blended him right into the mix. Remember, they've got a couple of closers on the DL. Sean Doolittle and the guy who was filling in for him, Calvin Herrera.
Yeah, the one advantage that Holland has over a lot of the other guys in the mix is a lot of experience in these high leverage situations.
Ball 1 to Rizzo.
This experience can be overrated. Doug Rader once said if experience was so important, we never would have put a man on the moon. Trust Rizzo in this situation to have a good plate appearance. Usually does not let the moment get the best of him.
Tie ball game. Bases full.
Well, Greg Holland, how brave are you going to be here on 3-0? Slider has always been his best pitch.
He walked him. Cubs lead 3-2. What a day for the leadoff man. He's walked 3 times, and the last 2 enormous.
Tracking it all the way. Again, that, not a horrible pitch by Holland. The last thing he could afford to do there was throw him a cookie.
Another pitching change. Cubs have the lead. They'll try to tack on when we come back. Right-hander Coda Glover, as it's the biofreeze call to the pen, brought up a couple of days ago from Syracuse. Injury plagued these last couple of seasons. Had some time as their closer last year, and he'll pitch trailing 3-2, bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, right shoulder tendonitis. The end of spring training put him on the DL. He came off the DL end of July. Sent to Syracuse, their AAA club, and this will be his first appearance at the big league level this year. Good heater. That's to cut his fastball, curveball, and a changeup.
One inning ago, the Cubs were being no hit, had 1 base runner in the game, and we're down 2-0. Now they lead 3-2. They've got a chance to really open it up. High for a ball to Baez. And the other thing in the last inning or so, the Nationals have not been able to find the strike zone, and the Cubs have been very patient. A topper, and a little flip to the plate for 1. Bases still loaded, 2 outs. So they get Happ at the plate. Here's Zobrist.
This is probably when Brandon Kinsler would have been in the game for the Nationals had they not traded him to the Cubs. John Doolittle, their closer, is on the DL. He's having a really good year. But the trade of Kinsler, Doolittle on the DL, the depth of the bullpen has really been stretched. Ryan Madsen, another candidate to pitch in high leverage situations like this, but they're using him as the closer these days.
Pulled on the ground, and Adams will take it unassisted, so Glover does his job. But not before the Cubs grab their first lead of the day. It's 3-2 as we head to the 8th. Happ stays in after pinch hitting and plays left. Hayward moves from center to right. Albert Almora Jr. now playing center.
It's like a line change.
And Brandon Kinsler will get a chance to face his former team, the Nationals.
Well, here comes Kinsler to pitch for the 50th time this year. He'll take a moment behind the mound to gather himself before dealing with Bryce Harper. He'll do so with a 3.30 ERA. League batting .247 against Brandon. So just 2 home runs and 46 in the 3rd inning. Sinks the fastball, gets a lot of balls on the ground.
1-run ball game. Brandon working from the stretch. Harper a big cut and a miss. One for 3. Here in the opener.
Harper tried a bunt last time up. Hendricks made the play on him. Carl Edwards Jr. getting ready in the Cubs bullpen. This has been a throwback day. We've had a couple of bunt singles and 3 or 4 other guys try to get bunts down, at least show bunt.
Pitchers of record currently Cishek for the Cubs, Solis for the Nationals. And in some lineups you get past the top 3 or 4 and it's appreciably easier. See Wander Suero throwing with Henry Blanco advising. He's their bullpen coach. It's good to see Henry, the Cub catcher and coach. Yeah, middle of their order, Harper, Soto, and a pinch hitter. And if anybody reaches, Daniel Murphy. Another 0-2 try is outside. 2-seamer, 1-2.
We mentioned earlier it's a 5-man bench for the Nationals. Adams is already in the game, but good versatility and balance on the bench. A couple righties, Taylor and Reynolds for the Nats. Defoe and Wieters, both switch hitters, also available.
Guessing it'll be Defoe. Didn't miss by much. 2-2. Very gently taps the bat on that back shoulder. And he's run it full after an 0-2 start.
Trying to throw that elevated fastball, that runner, lock him up and have it run back to the corner. It's a tougher pitch for Brandon to execute because he does most of his work down.
Harper wants a new bat, I believe. Rice has 92 hits this season. He has walked 88 times.
Been in the league since 2012. Still just 25 years of age.
Yeah, he was the last teenager to homer in the big leagues before Soto did it earlier this season. Big 3-2 from Kinsler. Misses outside.
That's a good try. There's also a good take by Harper. Two-seamer just running off that outside corner.
That was the first walk issued by Cubs pitching today.
Yeah, they've had their fair share of phenoms go through there, haven't they? You think about Harper and Strasburg, and now this kid Soto.
Maybe it's because he wears 22 and is a left-handed batter, but I see a little Robbie Cano. Cano a little heavier, but a similar build.
Really loads up on that back leg. What's that little move all about?
Vicious cut. He fouls it off. He said it. He
There's
doesn't.
a little game within the game going on here between Soto and Kinsler. I don't know if they didn't get along or.
He doesn't turn 20 until late October. That's an intimidating look.
A little move after the pitch, though, to kind of glare and step towards the mound, rearrange the furniture.
Man on, nobody out. 3-2. Kinsler thought he had him, and it was right on the edge.
We talked to this kid's first plate appearance about the strike zone judgment, the discipline he has shown at the plate. He's going to be tormenting National League pitchers for a long time.
Yeah, he looks the part.
Let's see if he can get him to try to pull something running down and away and get a ground ball at second base.
Fouled away.
Stayed through it.
Well, on June 13th, he had 2 homers at Yankee Stadium, becoming the 3rd teenager to have a multi-homer game on the road. The other 2 guys named Ott and Griffey. Mel Ott, Ken Griffey Jr. Rizzo holds Harper. Another 3-2, and he walked him. Boy, Kinsler's made some pretty competitive pitches on 3-2, but Harper and Soto taking a walk, and the batter will be Mark Reynolds.
And you got two guys there back to back, Harper and Soto, well above average in terms of their walk rate. So it's the fact that they have power, you got to pitch them carefully, and they're disciplined, and they didn't come out of their game. Both guys.
Well, Brandon Hyde, the acting manager, will make a change. Don't go anywhere. 3-2, 8th inning. Here in Chicago. BioFreeze call to the pen brings on Carl Edwards Jr. Not an easy spot. The Nationals now trailing 3-2 have runners at first and second with nobody out, and facing Mark Reynolds, a true outcome guy, homers, walks, and a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, Mark set the single season strikeout record a few years back, and Edwards, of course, that's the name of his game. Swing and miss stuff.
One note, 10 of his 29 RBIs came in one game, July 7th against Miami. Ball one. He didn't sign until mid-April, and it was a minor league deal. He's done great work off the bench. Pitch, swing and a miss. It was a tough offseason for a lot of guys. And Mark Reynolds had to sit and wait until the regular season had started before he hooked on with somebody. And that was this Nationals club. He hit 30 homers last year for the Rockies. Throw to first. What a play! Huge mistake on the bases. Soto is out.
Well, that is such a huge play, and you could see it coming. Anthony was way off the line, so Soto was feeling very comfortable with that huge secondary lead. As the pitch is being delivered, Anthony just sprints over to first base. Such a difficult play to execute when you're having to travel that far to time it up. But just perfectly done by Contreras and Rizzo, who have done it so many times before.
Well, Soto, I think, is trying to claim to Tim Bogart. That was a football play, but Rizzo got the ball, tagged him. That's a clean play. It wasn't shoved or anything. I think he's just shell-shocked. Got him between the legs before he got down on the bag. 2-2 on Reynolds. The last game between these two teams came down to a huge pickoff. Contreras at first base.
It's the second time for the rookie. Kyle picked him off. And Hendricks picked him off after the bunt single in the 6th.
In the air to right. Harper tagging as Hayward makes the catch. Here comes the throw to third, and it's a little late, but 2 outs.
A certain amount of risk on the part of Harper on that play as well, running on Hayward with 2 outs. But he made it, and curveball in the dirt. Had a chance to score the tying run.
Hello, Murphy. Daniel Murphy 3 for 3 with a double and a run. Good start.
Almost never strikes out. Didn't walk that much either.
If he gets on, Matt Wieters is on deck for Keebler.
On the plate just below the knees.
What percentage of major league hitters don't swing at that pitch with 2 strikes? Pretty tiny. And Murphy is one of those guys. On the ground. Baez to Rizzo, and they get out of it. Edwards and Contreras and Rizzo helping the Cubs keep them off the board in the 8th.
Beverage Depot goes to Jason Hayward. First hit of the day for the Cubs. It came with the bases loaded. A line drive single off the reliever Solis. That plated to Benny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Hey, there he is.
Always like it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, there's one of the best names in all of baseball, Wander Suero. Pitching for the 20th time. He's 1-0 with a 3.20. Likes to cut his fastball and mix in a curveball with it.
First pitch strike to Hayward.
Wander will turn 27 September 15th.
Bat. It'll be a 3-1 ground out. And here's Pedro's stroke. Getting loose. A save spot in the ninth. Certainly had a postseason vibe. Down low on Bodie. Lines on the starters today. Kyle Hendricks, 6 innings, 2 runs on 8 hits. Jeremy Hellickson, 5 2/3, no hits, 2 runs. They will not be involved in the decision. And it's 3-0 to Bodie.
Joe Madden was ejected in the Cubs half of the 7th. Cubs did score the go-ahead run in that inning.
Is their 6th walk taken in this ball game, the 5th since the 6th inning.
Walked 6 times. They've only struck out 4 times. Normally that's a winning combination.
Bodie held by Adams. A wild day for the teenager Juan Soto. He has 2 hits, 3 reaches, an RBI, and he's been picked off twice. Bodie takes off, and he's out. And a one-hop throw from Keyboom.
Keyboom
applied by Turner.
That was impressive. Quick release, strong arm, and a nice pick on a little short hop. Turner there to apply the tag. Got the hand, it appears, before Bodie got to the bag. Keyboom has caught over 50% of would-be base stealers, which is way above league average. Right around 28%.
One more look at the throw here.
And Bodie got a real nice jump.
The fairly recent thing now for catchers is just throw it from your knees, get rid of it as quickly as you can, and it was a great.
Yeah, if you've got the arm strength.
Fly into right. Eaton is over, and he will not have a play.
It was a Benito Santiago thing way back in the day.
Let's check in on our hefty home run leaderboard. 2 with at least 20. Baez and Schwarber. Rizzo should get there no problem. That might be it. Cubs not relying nearly as heavily on the home run ball as in years past. Swing and a miss, and that hurt as Albert let go of the bat on an awkward swing. So that'll take us to the 9th. Pedro Strop time. Cubs lead 3-2. And it is right-hander Pedro Strop.
And Pedro is having a very nice year, and he's settled into the closing role now with Brandon Morrow on the disabled list. Brandon's getting closer to returning. Now Pedro's the guy who's getting the lion's share of the opportunities in the 9th. 4-1 with a .274. He's converted 8 out of 11 save opportunities.
Filling in with Brandon Morrow on the disabled list, Wilmer Defoe leads off and takes the first pitch strike. Wilmer's a switch hitter. .96, but off the inside. Did not look good for the Cubs in the 6th. There were being no hit, down 2-0. They now have a 3-2 lead in the 9th inning. So many games get decided now between the 5th and the 7th. Pulled foul to right. I sure hope Wilmer Defoe and Willem Dafoe have met. Kind of has to happen, right?
A picture
together.
Yeah.
Big City on deck. Matt Adams. Deep to right. Hayward back on it. He's got it on the warning track. A loud first out here in the 9th.
Yeah, it looked like a little baby cutter right there in the zone for Defoe, and he put a pretty good charge in it. This was a little scary. As, Hayward retreated and finally able to settle under it.
blowing in today. Strike on the outside corner to Adams. Former Cardinal and Brave. He's had a nice season.
0 for 8 lifetime against Strop. Walk, a couple of strikeouts.
He can tell people, I'm so good, I moved Freddie Freeman to third base for a couple weeks. He's going to make it out here, though, as Happ makes the grab. All wins are nice, but this would feel a little more special the way it's happened if they can get it. Top of the order now. Eaton takes a strike.
Yeah, Strop pitching with a lot of confidence, really attacking the strike zone with both his breaking stuff and his fastball. Could have been. Sometimes if he tries to overpower the ball, muscles up, he'll lose command. Just nice and easy, let that thing run.
Strop off the mound. He can't get it. Rizzo flips to him and he dropped it. And Eaton is safe. Oh, so close. National still alive.
So close. So close on 3 different occasions. First of all, I thought Strop was going to get it and go to the bag. He misses. Anthony there to get him. Flips it over. Should have had him there. Pedro can't hang on. National stay alive.
It was a good flip. Pedro just couldn't grab it, and he'll be charged with an error. So here's Trey Turner.
And again, decision time for Davey Martinez. Does he wait, hope to string together a couple of hits? Or does he set Eaton in motion here? Turner does have extra base power, but the park is playing pretty big today with the wind blowing in. Excuse me, what's your emergency, sir? Well, I've got 2 strikes. I almost took strike 3. Well, Eaton showing no signs of looking to run here.
Swing and a miss. The slider got him. Cubs win. Cubs win. They come from behind and beat the Nationals 3-2.
Yeah, kind of a crazy day at the ballpark with Hellickson cruising along with a no-hitter. Cubs not making much solid contact at all against him. Rizzo, the whole key to this game is the Rizzo walk with 2 outs in the 6th. I mean, he just grinded out that at bat. I know it's a cliche, but he works that walk, and it really knocked Hellickson off his center a little bit. He ends up walking Baez and Zobrist, and Hayward delivers the single off the bullpen.
So the Cubs now with a 2.5 game lead in the division. For JD and our entire NBC Sports Chicago crew here at Wrigley Field, Glenn Casper with your final score. Cubs 3, Nationals 2. We're back with you at 12:30 for a pregame coverage on Tuesday as the Cubs welcome in the Milwaukee Brewers. More to come from our studios. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois postgame live is next.